Today we read the Song of Solomon, chapter 8, verses 6 and 7. Today in England is the feast of St. Etheldreda, or Audrey. I have a soft spot for her, because she founded the monastery which became Ely Cathedral, Ely in the Fens of Cambridgeshire, that is, and I have family connections there. Etheldreda lived in the 7th century. She was high-born, and she was dedicated to Christ. She resisted marriage for a long time, and eventually, being pressurised into it, she resisted consummation, so that in the end she managed to get the marriage annulled. She founded at Ely a double monastery for men and women. That's got to be way ahead of her time, and she gets my vote for that. She was a popular Anglo-Saxon saint, particularly when 17 years after her death it was said that her body was uncorrupted. Ely became an important pilgrim destination. Etheldreda chose love of Christ over human passion, and the Song of Solomon, or the Song of Songs, has often been interpreted as a metaphor about love between God and his people. It does have that meaning, of course, but it's also, and originally, about human love. It's sometimes read at weddings, and I quite enjoy telling couples and their guests that, contrary to popular assumption, the Bible celebrates human sexual love, used in the right way. The song is quite explicit, even erotic in places, even though the language is not quite the same as modern usage. If you have a browse, you'll see. It was written to celebrate human love, but of course, human love is only a pale reflection of the love of God. So of course the song finds fulfilment, stronger fulfilment, in God's love. When it says, "Love is strong as death, passion fierce as the grave," we can't help thinking of Christ, whose love for us was literally that strong. And when we read, "Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it," we think of how our love for God sustains us through overwhelming times, the floodwaters of difficulty that threaten to drown us. It tests us too. Love that is easily drowned is not much good. Job's test was along those lines. Would he still love God however much adversity threatened him? Yes, he did. Job passed that test. He understood that love is not just for the nice, easy times, but also for the challenging, tough and torrid times in life. Hence the marriage vow, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. Not just when all is going swimmingly. Perhaps we could even say that God's love for us intensifies as we go through challenges. Think about how much more aware we are of how much we love our family, our friends, when they are in some kind of difficulty. We always love them. But when they're struggling, there's that intensifying effect. If we feel this, we whose love is a pale and feeble imitation of God's, how much more must God feel it too? We're never abandoned by God. We're just loved more deeply.